We are starting on the intercooler for this GTO. Before we get started, I just want to show you guys this core real quick. It is a 6-inch core and it is a CSF core. So as far as cores go, I've ordered a lot. I've ordered a Precision, I've seen a Garrett, and I've seen some other cheaper like Vibrant ones. And out of all of them, as far as price goes, some of them are really expensive and it's not a better quality than the CSF. At least I don't think so. So I will show you guys the fin density on this and show you guys how thick it is really quick. So this thing is really thick. 6 inches thick. I believe it's 18 wide. The fin density on these are actually really nice. Pretty similar to any Precision core that I've seen or Garrett core that I've seen. So this intercooler should work really well for this GTO. It's rated for about 1200 horsepower, but I imagine it'll handle, I bet it'd be fine about 1300, 1400. So he'll have zero issues with this. Also wanted to show you guys this real quick. So I just got here this morning, got to do some running around before I actually start on this. Got to go get some argon, and I also need to ship out a couple t-shirts because I've been slacking on that and I forgot to ship them out. So if you've been waiting on t-shirts, you probably got them by now. So. But let me show you guys, I also bolted up the turbo and I did finish the manifold. So let me show you guys that really quick. This is what it's looking like. Everything fits great as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, really excited with how this came out. Plenty of room to access all of the spark plugs. So you should have zero issues with being able to put the spark plugs on and whatnot. The exhaust should easily be able to come right out here through the fender, and the oil return line will go nice and easy down over into here. Feed line obviously come up through here and straight. This crossover ended up working out really well also. Anyways, need to go refill this argon, so I'm gonna go do that real quick. When we get back, the plan is today to at least mock up all the end tanks and get dimensions for the radiator that we need to order and get it all situated in there and get the radiator on the way and figure out all the intercooler piping I also will need and get all that ordered today. So today is gonna be a busy day and let's get started with it because I got a lot of stuff to do and I'm already somewhat behind. So let's do this. I just got back from getting argon and running around and doing a whole bunch of stuff. So before we get started, I know I always have a lot of questions of like, what material are you using? And basically my setup for stuff. So just a real rundown, like I said, 6-inch core. This thing's gonna have, I'm gonna build it so there's room to grow on this build. So he's probably not even gonna make 1,000 horsepower right away. I hope he does, but he may only make mid 900s, I don't know. I don't know what this fuel system is capable of, but I'm gonna build it to where when he wants to turn it up and say make 12, 1300 horsepower, he'll have plenty of room to do that. So big core. I am going to use, hopefully you guys can see how thick that is. This is 3/16 aluminum. I believe it's 6061, yeah. So I'm gonna use 3/16 thick 6061 on this. It's really thick. For most stuff, I normally use 1/8 inch and I weld the intakes on the inside and the outside. Make sure I get a lot of penetration on them, and I haven't had any issues with them yet. So, but because this build is gonna be so gnarly, I am gonna use the really thick material on this just because I don't wanna take any chances. So, and then also to cut it out, I know I've made a video on this before and I didn't really have like the right tools to do it before. I think I used a jigsaw and I was just being an idiot. But I did get a circle saw with a wood blade on it, and the wood blades actually seem to work really good for aluminum. So I'm gonna go ahead and tape the nice side of this plate up and then go ahead and start mocking up the design for the end tanks down here on the bumper and remove this front crash bar and hopefully get these cut and made really quick. I think. Now that I've got the crash bar up front off, Just going ahead and mocking up the intercooler. It looks like it's gonna fit really well. I'm gonna have to move some of this stuff out of the way, of course. That's just barely dangling there. But I did take the bumper and mock it up and kind of look at like where some of the ducting is on it. So that way, I mean, I can trim some of it, but some of it, the bumper only goes out so far. So with this being a 6-inch core, I just wanted to make sure that I don't actually have to like make his bumper look like crap. But it should fit really well just like that. So what I normally go for when making end tanks and kind of designing them is I want it to come down and then I want it to enter in. Well, it's going to enter in the other side, but I want it to enter in right in the middle and leave right in the middle also. So that way I don't put the inlet outlet on the bottom and it have to like force air up to actually use the full efficiency of the core. So I'm going to put them right in the middle or maybe just a little lower than the middle. So that way it uses the majority of the core. So I'm gonna take a piece of paper and just make the design on that. So I did get it kind of mocked up on what exactly I want to do. I'm gonna work on this side piece first and then do the tops and bottoms. So both sides are gonna end up being the same. So basically going to copy and paste this piece here that I have marked out. So once I cut it out, I'll actually just flip it this way and then mark it out and then just keep doing that all the way up the sheet until I have 2 fronts and 2 backs for this intercooler, and then I will work on doing the same thing for the tops and the bottoms and the actual just like side part where the intercooler piping will go in. I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting, put on my hearing protectant and my safety glasses and start cutting this thing. So I think it came out pretty good. It'll look a little different once it's welded. It always looks a little weird, but yeah. I feel like it came out good. Nice outside corner joints for it. A little bit of issues tacking it up and whatnot, just trying to get it where I wanted it. So that's why there's so many tacks on it, but that'll be easy enough to where once I weld over it, you'll never see the tacks. So. I did get the end tanks all tacked up. Just doing a fitment check really quick before I actually weld them. It looks like it fits great, exactly how I wanted it to. So now I'm gonna go ahead and weld it. So I am going to weld all the outside edges, leave it tacked to the core so that way it doesn't move or distort a whole bunch. And then I will cut the little tacks off that are on the core and weld the insides of them. It's kind of a tedious process. I do need to add the inlets and outlets on it. I actually don't have any 3.5 inch right now, so I'm only gonna be able to do the 3-inch side, but that's no big deal. Also have to make mounts for it, but this video is just gonna be showing you guys actually building the end tanks. Doesn't really take anything different from making a low horsepower core or anything like that. Just really make sure you get something that has good quality fin density on it. That's the one shitty thing about all the eBay stuff is eBay uses a really shitty fin density. It's not very dense at all. You could actually probably shine a flashlight through it and see it on the other side. And this one, there's no way you can see it on the other side. So if you guys have any questions related to building this intercooler, let me know down below. I will try to answer them. I'm not the greatest at answering back 2 questions because I am so busy, but I will try to answer them if anybody has some questions. So I think for the rest of this video, I'm just gonna show the welding and hope y'all have a good one. So there you have it. For what felt like a very long day, it is finally somewhat done. Actually looks like an intercooler. This is probably as far as I'm gonna show you guys in this video of this. The other little things, like I mentioned before, is just the inlets and outlets I need to go on it, and then weld the actual end tanks to the intercooler and welding the insides of the end tanks. There's really no point to show you guys that because I imagine you guys, if you've made it this far, you understand what's going on. So, haven't been really feeling the greatest lately. I just got over being sick like 2-3 weeks ago, and I feel kind of like crap again. I really hope I'm not getting sick. Just feel like I've had a headache and like some sinus issues. So I am gonna go ahead and get out of here. I really appreciate you guys watching and appreciate all the comments. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think this GTO is gonna make and what you guys think about this intercooler. And as always, be sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and go check out my website. I got t-shirts on there. And then also, if you guys don't have notifications turned on, make sure you guys go check that bell. But also a reminder for you guys, every Friday at 8 Mountain Time, we will be doing a live stream answering questions about the Civic, the rear-wheel drive V8 Civic, on Derek's channel, and that is at Slower Than You. I'll put a link down below in the description as always, guys. And very soon, once this GTO is out, we'll be bringing the RX-7 back, and I'll start to do some live streams with you guys on there too. I'll set up a date and everything too, where you guys can ask questions. I know there's a lot of people who have been asking about it, so I might as well do a live stream myself. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, hope you guys have a good one.